It's nice to meet everyone, and thank you for inviting me this evening, Benita. So my name's Rebecca, and I work in the digital team at Macmillan. So I'm just going to talk to you this evening about some of the ways that the digital team is creating kind of new technologies to share both our own stuff and to facilitate sharing amongst our audiences. So just a bit of background at the moment. This number is the number of people living in the UK who have cancer right now. And we're reaching most of them. So last year we reached 1.82 million people, which we're really pleased with, and kind of 3 million of their friends and family as well. So good numbers there. However, with an aging population, with improvements in treatments and early detection, the number is set to rise to 4 million by 2020. So that's just over 15 years. We don't have enough money to help the 2 million people that have cancer now, let alone the 4 million people in 15 years' time. So we obviously need to completely change the way that we deliver our services. And digital technologies are kind of basically the way that we're going to try and do that. This is our company kind of strategy. So this is our aim and our ambition is to reach and improve the lives of everyone living with cancer. But as I've just said, we're kind of hitting that now. In 15 years, services are going to be much more stretched. It's going to be a lot more difficult for us to kind of be there for everyone as we need to be. So how are we going to meet that increasing need? What's our kind of strategy? It's to inspire millions of other people. So we need to get literally millions of people on Team Macmillan, and we need to get them doing stuff for us. Kind of once they're inspired and they're doing stuff, it needs to be really easy for them. They need to be able to just kind of go online, help someone, volunteer, etc. So obviously digital technology is the way that we think this is going to happen. It's a really obvious way of like creating an enormous reach. We can kind of try and hit some of those millions of people that we need to inspire online. My next slide is just a little stat about isolation. Isolation is a really big problem amongst the cancer community. 1 in 4 people newly diagnosed with cancer in the UK say that they have nobody to support them. So every single year, that's 700,000 people newly diagnosed who have absolutely no one to support them. We're creating products to kind of solve that isolation problem, and one of them is called Team Up, and that's a project that I work on. So Team Up is an online platform that connects local people with a little bit of spare time with people in their community with cancer who need some help with some practical tasks. It might be that they're really tired after chemo and they need someone to go and get them a pint of milk. It might be that they've lost some like mobility in their arm and they need help putting things away on high shelves. And Team Up has kind of been created to fill that need for people. We did some research back in 2011 and we realized that the need was there. It wasn't constant. People don't need this support all the time, but when they need it, it's not there. So we produced this product. So we asked a lot of our volunteers as well if they would be interested in getting involved with something like this. They said that they'd like to help, but they don't really have much time. I'm sure that's a common feeling in the room. You'd help if you could, but who has the time? So we've been piloting this in Brighton and Hove since September last year. We went live with our website in February this year, and we've just registered our 100th person, which is kind of slow, steady progress, but we're really proud of that. So the idea behind Team Up is not a new one, kind of neighbours helping neighbours. My nanny was like the most sprightly woman in her care home. On her way to get her pension, she'd just pick up some like pints of milk for her neighbours. If they were feeling a bit under the weather, it was not out of her way at all. She was going that way, she may as well do it. And that's the idea behind Team Up as well. It's that you're kind of you're sharing a small amount of your time. It's making a big difference to somebody else. It's really very much based on the kind of sharing economy model that I know Benita's going to talk to you about. But with Team Up, it's not kind of spare rooms or money or appliances and things like that that we're trying to kind of share. It's time and energy. So some people in the community have too much, some don't have enough. We're just trying to kind of redistribute it a little bit. And if we can make that redistribution really effortless and really quick, then even the people who say they don't have time to do it might get on board as well. So it's a responsive website. You can use it on your mobile and your tablet. You can do it on the train. And if you're on your way home from the station and somebody needs some shopping picking up, like, you can do that. It's not out of your way. So this lady's not actually my nanny. She's our first member of Team Up. She's called Monica, and we were so delighted in the office when we got the notification that she had signed up. But not only that, she posted a task like a few days live. She's like I've met her lots of times. She's really able, she's really active. She organises these sort of walking pilgrimages with her church. She does a lot of knitting for all the new babies that are produced in her church. And but at the moment, she's undergoing treatment for secondary breast cancer, and it just makes her really tired. Another side effect is that her feet really hurt. She also has a neighbour's cat that likes to run through her house and leave hair all over her stairs. And she just can't hoover it up herself, which is a shame. And it's not really a big thing. Like, my stairs are pretty hairy at the moment. I also have a cat, but it troubled Monica, and it shouldn't have to. So somebody went round there, a volunteer went round, hoovered her stairs. It took 10 minutes. And then Monica could spend her time doing whatever else is that she wants to do with her time, organising her pilgrimage, knitting. And that's an amazing thing for Monica, and for us to be able to do that for her, and for the person who did it in 10 minutes. So, can you click? So it's not just about time. So this guy was sharing his time, but sometimes people just don't have the energy that they need to get everything done, particularly when they're undergoing treatment for cancer. So Lisa is only 35, and she works in PR, and she didn't really think that she needed to Team Up because she's quite able and fit and young. But she was having to kind of make a choice regularly between cleaning her house and cooking herself some dinner. She just didn't have the energy to spread between all of those tasks. But Adrian is an opera singer, so he's not working all the time. Just working on his tours. He's got loads of excess energy, so he can go around and do her cleaning, and that enables her to not have to make that choice. She can just have everything done. It's just redistributing the energy by kind of sharing it amongst the community. And I've talked a lot about Team Up because that's the project that I work on the most, and I love it like a child. But as a digital team, sharing is kind of at the centre of absolutely everything that we do. We know that it's one of the most effective ways of inspiring those millions, but it's also a service delivery channel. We can deliver cancer services online. And a really good example of that is our fantastic online community. Like, I really can't big it up enough. It's amazing. We have a phone line that people can call and speak to a nurse, or speak to a financial advisor, or speak to a counsellor. But they're only available between 9 a.m. and 8 p.m. We can't afford for them to be open any longer than that. So outside of those hours, maybe people are not getting the support that they need, but they are, because in our online community, which is a 70,000 strong peer-to-peer support forum, it's 24/7, and people are sharing of themselves. They're sharing their experiences, they're sharing their time, the knowledge that they've gained through their own cancer journey. And that means that nobody has to face cancer alone, even when our support line is closed. It also means that we're not ploughing all of our cash into keeping one service running all the time. We can create a variety of services that kind of will fit the great variety of people diagnosed with cancer. So, but we don't just want people to share with us, although we do really enjoy that a lot. We also share a lot of our own content, a lot of our expertise. We syndicate a lot of content out, and these are some of the partners that we have. I don't know why they all have blue logos. It's not a requirement, but there it is. So we communicate with our health and social care professionals through the BMG and the Nursing Times. Through WebMD and Boots, we syndicate all of our cancer information, which is produced by nurses. And also on the Guardian. So we're reaching people in places where they are rather than expecting them to come to us. So again, just about really increasing that reach. But the final thing I'd like to talk to you about is our project with Skype, which is really, it's a really exciting project. So we partnered up with Skype to produce this thing called Macmillan Connected, where people with cancer can talk to somebody who's had the same experience through video calling. People have said it's just really helpful to talk to someone who understands what they're going through. Maybe they don't want to talk to their families, maybe they don't have any families. But in rural and remote communities, these kind of partnerships are the only way that we can deliver that service. We can't build an information centre there. People can't travel from the Highlands of Scotland to Glasgow to go to an information centre. So that kind of digital service delivery is really the way that we're going to need to be going if we're going to be there to support those 4 million people. Yeah, and sharing, obviously, sharing is the way that we do that, by sharing of ourselves, our brand, our expertise, and people sharing with us. We can continue to be there for people with cancer now and in the future.